Some parts of Texas hear that football is a religion. With the Cowboys doing so well, one church decided to take it to another level. No word on if Bieber will ever play again. I'm kidding, but what is no joke is that baseball is already back, despite it being, in the words of this Californian, freezing cold.
2016 showed the country that CSUB has finally arrived.
And while CSUB helped to put Bakersfield on the map, two local guys took that to another level and made it almost impossible to not hear about Bakersfield watching TV on Sunday.
Set off a chain reaction of wins, 15 of their last 16.
Picture this, a hockey rink right in the middle of Memorial Stadium in front of 19,000 screaming fans. I shot that over 5 months ago, and check it out. There's the hockey rink, and I'll admit, it's bigger than I thought it would be, but after weeks of talking about Winterfest with the zip line and the obstacle course, why don't we just focus on the hockey? It was a convincing win for the Drillers, and right now we want to show you what's going on. This will be the final play at the half in a game of a semifinal matchup. Here you can see Sammy Stewart Jr. running. It looks like he won't get it in time before this one goes to the end of the half. Right now it's going to end 27-21. They'll be letting fans come onto the field to catch the Pokemon. Tim, you'll have to explain it all to me later, but so he's humble is what you're saying.
He is.
That's the good golfer trait.
So when you hear this, you're thinking, oh, you watch out.
When I hear this, everybody better watch out.
I can tie it here, though.
Okay, you won't get this one.
That's such confidence.
What they gave this season, what they gave in this game to battle back through all that adversity. I mean, they were outsized. They were playing in an arena just 30 minutes north of Norman, Oklahoma. For the softball team at CSUB, the scenes from last Saturday's win are still a blur.
It's still surreal. I can't even explain the feeling that I had.
But before the trophy was lifted, the final strike called, the home run that set it all in motion, even before the season started, begins a story where words are equally hard to find.
Joanna was very quiet on her recruiting trip.
Joanna, or Joe Larios, is the starting catcher for the Runners. Players and coaches say she's the heart of the team.
She's the first catcher that I've had this relationship to where she holds me accountable for anything. If I miss, she'll call time and come out and be like, hey, you need to hit that next time.
But her arrival to Bakersfield almost never happened. Her senior year of high school, she wasn't sure about her future.
I was talking about maybe going to the Army or something.
At every one of her games, her mother was her biggest fan. But after an 11-year battle with lupus in her liver, Elsa Larios called her daughter into her hospital room with a dying wish.
You are going to go play college softball. You are going to promise me that right now.
True to her word, she played at a junior college in Oklahoma and then committed to CSUB nearly a year to the day after her mom passed away. And that brings us to the championship game. With 2 outs in the last inning of a scoreless game, Joe stepped into the batter's box and called on her mom.
We typically pinch hit for her in that situation. And I looked at my staff and I said, I have a feeling about Joe.
After working the count full, she stepped out.
During that whole at-bat, I just kept saying, come on, Mom, come on.
You can read her lips as she stepped back in.
I believe she was definitely there with me.
What happened next will forever stand in the history of CSUB, but until now, perhaps not properly appreciated.
On the way, Larios into the gap. It was in a few. It's gone!
As she celebrated rounding the bases, there's little doubt with her or anyone else on the team that Joe's mom was at the game.
She's that mom that was yelling in the stands. I bet she was just going crazy.
Making the moment even sweeter, though in the context of this story, perhaps unsurprising. The hit that sent the Runners to regionals was Joe Larios' first home run at CSUB.
It was everything wrapped up in one moment for her to be the one that did it, because she is the heart and soul of this team. She loves this program. She loves everything that we stand for.
One look at Bakersfield resident Casey Mitchell and you'll see he can lift a lot of weight. It's impressive enough to watch, but it's downright inspirational when you see that Casey Mitchell was lifting all that weight with just one leg. After growing up in the Central Valley, Casey joined the Army right out of high school and 6 months later was deployed to Iraq. After his tour, he re-enlisted and was part of the first striker team into Afghanistan. Casualties were all too common.
I mean, you can't ever train for somebody to die in front of you or something like that, you know what I mean? You can only just move on and hope to get through the deployment yourself.
On one of his last nights before returning, he web chatted with his fiancée, saying he'd see her in just a couple days.
And then we went out and, you know, the worst thing that can happen is, you know, you get hit and that's what happened.
An IED blew up right under Casey's Humvee. He survived, but the wreckage crushed his left leg. And after a number of surgeries, he and doctors decided to amputate. He would later get addicted to painkillers.
Drinking beer, playing video games, I just didn't have to get up and do anything.
After a wake-up call on a family trip to Disneyland, Casey came home, flushed the pills, and decided to get into powerlifting.
I didn't think I could squat, because a squat is very hard. There's no amputee that does it.
And it's because there's no amputee currently squatting that Casey started to document his progress on social media, and the response has been overwhelming. More than 85,000 people now follow the progress of that one-leg monster.
If me putting my body through this motivates people and changes people's lives, I mean, shoot, I'll do this till I can't do it no more.
Casey refuses to call what he went through PTSD, instead calling it post-traumatic self-growth, a message he recently told kids at his former high school.
If I can do it, you can do it.
He's even spoken to inmates at the Kern County Jail.
If I can go in there and just get one of them when they come out to get away or change their life of some sort, it's mission accomplished to me.
Casey's trainer says he's probably the strongest amputee in the country.
What he wants, he's going to get because he trained so hard for it.
But Casey's not content with being that amputee who can squat. He wants to be known as the best.
What's more motivating than that?
He was just featured in the September issue of Flex magazine. Next month, he'll be competing in his first powerlifting championship against able bodies.
I set goals and I try to eventually get to them. And it's just like I'm slowly conquering all my goals that I'm going after.
With the weight of what he's gone through overcome, he could have the strength to lift more than anyone. Where else can you find this?
A lot of trash talking.
A lot of booing, a lot of heckling. It means everything, really.
For two high schools, there's really just one game.
I don't see us losing this year at all. There's no chance.
One game that transcends high school football.
It's always in the back of your mind. You know, it's a rivalry. It's the biggest game for our town.
Tonight, Shafter and Wasco will clash on the gridiron for the 90th time in their history. But this morning, if there are other exchange rallies anywhere in the country, you'd be hard-pressed to find one as passionate.
We have the entire city of Shafter and the entire city of Wasco. The whole community, both communities are all just for one team.
With Wasco the home team at this year's game, they played host to Shafter football, cheer, and ASB.
You know, there's a lot of city pride about it, and so it goes deeper than just the football game.
After they traded cheers and jeers, they switched places.
We hop in a bus and we go to Shafter and we walk right into the enemy territory, into the gym, hostile. Their whole school's waiting for us.
For the players, the 9-mile ride south provides a moment to grasp the weight of a game that will be talked about and remembered for years.
For just the community in general, it's just like, the football team is the heart of the community.
Yeah, everyone gathers around us.
When the team arrives, Shafter is ready. Both teams are led by first-year coaches at their school. Mike Rowland hoping to extend the Tigers' win streak to 10, while Shafter alum Gerald Perucci looks to bring back a general pride not felt in almost a decade. It's bigger than just a rivalry. It's a way of life that these two schools wouldn't change for the world. It's been 23 years, but the Rams are back in Los Angeles. Today, the team hit the field again on the campus of UC Irvine before getting the day off tomorrow. On Saturday, more than 10,000 fans came out, and today,
Case Keenum, 17.
Some fans got to see NFL players for the first time.
Was born in 2001, so I had never had a football team here before.
Gideon Hyman may not have had a team before, but after learning the Rams would move, he made sure to learn every player's name, position,
Aaron Donald, 99, 52, Alex Ogletree,
and number.
Hit the books and started learning everything I could.
Fans aren't just excited for the chance to see a team, but also one led by the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, quarterback out of Cal, Jared Goff.
Want me to start off with Jared Goff? He had a good day. Jared had a good day.
And while all eyes were fixed on the rookie quarterback, others were just glad to be home. TJ McDonald played football in the Central Valley before heading to USC and then the Rams.
Never thought I'd be playing back here, let alone playing in the Coliseum again. So my ticket numbers might go crazy. But I'm excited for it, just to be able to have him at the game.
McDonald's joined by a fellow native of the Central Valley, guard Cody Wickman, who says living in LA has been an adjustment.
Plenty to do out here, plenty of ways to get in trouble. I've always tended to keep out of trouble, so hopefully I can continue to do that.
And while LA offers ways to lose focus, this season the cameras are focused in, with every move being filmed by the HBO TV show Hard Knocks. But Coach Fisher says he's sure that his team remains locked in on their goal of winning a Super Bowl.
The players are out here to help win games and improve and, not to make a movie. They're not actors, they're players.